Greetings. Welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 2, Lecture 20. In last unit, that is Electrostatics 1, we will discuss about electric field in free space. In the Unit 2, we are going to discuss about the electric field in material space. So, we will start the Unit 2. The title of the Unit 2 is Electrostatics 2. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about electric field in material space. What are the different types of materials are available? So, we are going to discuss about electric field in material space, or we can call it as a material medium. What are the different types of materials are available? Based upon the electrical properties. So what are the types of materials are available? Okay. Based upon the electrical properties, materials are generally categorized into conductors and non-conductors. The types of materials based upon the electrical property are conductors and non-conductors. Conductors generally called as metals also. Non-conductors are called as an insulators or dielectrics. If the conductivity small sigma, okay, here is a conductivity sigma, the unit of sigma is Siemens per meter or moles per meter. If the conductivity sigma, if it is very much higher than 1 or higher than 1, which is called as an conductors. If the sigma is less than 1, which is called as an non-conductors or insulators or dielectrics. Okay, then what is a current? If the sigma lies in between these two values, which are called as a semiconductors. Okay, so if the sigma value, the conductivity lies in between these two, which is called as a semiconductors. So the conductors are metals and all metals, and non-conductors are the insulators, rubber or glass are the insulators, and semiconductor, the best examples of semiconductor is germanium and silicon. Now let us define what is a current, because the voltage and current are the fundamental quantities of electrical engineering. Let us define what is a current now, because the current and voltage are the fundamental quantities of electrical engineering. So the current through the given area, is nothing but the charge passing through it per unit time, or dq by dt. So the unit is coulomb per second or the amperes. Okay. Now the current density, okay, the J is nothing but current density. The current density is defined as the amount of current, that is delta I, passing through the planar surface of delta S is called as the current density of that particular surface. Okay, so the unit is ampere per meter square, the current per meter square. So what the J is defined as? The J is given by delta I by delta S. From this one, I can write delta. Now delta I is given by J into delta S. So the I is given by, so integrating, applying the surface integral on both sides, it is J into ds, it is over a surface integral. So what the current I in terms of its current density is J into J dot surface integral of ds. Okay. So let us discuss in detail about the current and current densities. For that, let us consider one filament. Let us consider one filament. Let us consider the filament. Let the current I is flowing through it. It is I. Let the I is along y-axis. Let this is a y-axis and this is x and this is z. Okay. So we have some small differential surface. Let us consider one small differential surface. And this is ds or delta s. The charge in this filament is given by volume charge density rho v. Okay, let us have one more differential surface. Okay, so let this is the difference along y-axis, means through which the current is flowing in. Okay, so now we know that the current I is given by dq by dt. Right? Differential charge per differential time, or q by charge per unit time, and which is given the charge can be given by in terms of volume charge density rho v into volume charge density as dv. We can write the dv as surface charge ds, surface with y together, which gives the volume charge differential volume dv, which is given by dt. Or we can write in terms of delta. If we write in terms of delta, we can write as a dq and dt, and this is also delta. Okay. Now the charge density or current density J is given by delta I upon delta S. Current density delta I by delta S. The current density is given by rho v delta S into delta Y by delta T upon delta S. Okay. So in which the differential surfaces get cancelled. So left is J is given by rho V into displacement along y-axis to the displacement in time. Okay. Displacement per time, change in position, displacement per time is nothing but velocity. So the velocity with which the current is flowing in the filament, which is given by u, as it is flowing through the along the y-axis, you can write as a uy. Then the current density will be along y-axis jy. Or in general case, you can write j as rho v into u, where rho v is a volume charge density and u is a velocity with which the current is flowing. Now, in the same filament, the force acting on the charge F is given by minus E into the electric field, and the force is also given as m into the mass of electron into acceleration of the electron, which is running out, with tau. The tau gives the average interval between the two collisions, and equating these two, I can write E into E is given by ma by tau, and this one, from this one, this is mu, the acceleration, the velocity. Okay. From this one, we can write the u as minus E, the electric field, the charge of electron, electric field, okay, into tau, the average interval between two collisions, by m. Okay. Let this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Means in the equation of a J, we have the product of two terms, volume charge density into velocity. We obtain the velocity individually. Let us write the value of rho v also. Then we will substitute in J. We will get the new formula for J. So the rho v volume charge density is also given by n into minus n into E. Let this is equation 3. Now substitute equation 2 and 3 in 1. Substitute equations 2 and 3 in 1. So the J is given by rho v is nothing but minus ne, and u, the velocity of electron which is flowing is E into E square n tau by m into E. Is it not? This E square n tau and E here by m. So I can write J as sigma into E, where the sigma is defined as E square n tau by m. What the sigma is? The sigma is a conductivity of the material. Okay, sigma is a conductivity of the material, and we got the J value, the current density J as sigma into E. Conductivity, it is the multiplication of or the product of the conductivity of the material with the electric field, which is going to give the current density J. Now we will discuss about the conductors and dielectrics individually. Then we will take some numericals on the properties of the materials. Okay. Let us discuss about the conductors. Okay. So we are going to discuss about the electric field in a material space. So the types of materials are conductors and non-conductors. So let us discuss the conductors and non-conductors or dielectrics individually. Then we will define what is the electric field E in the materials like conductors and non-conductors. Okay. So the our topic is conductors. Okay. So how to define whether it is a conductor or dielectric or insulator? Generally we will define either the conductors or dielectrics based upon number of free electrons available in the outermost shell for the conduction. So we know that in a conductor there is abundant of free electrons in the outermost shell. Okay. So for that conductors, let us apply the electric field. We will see what are the changes. We have one conductor. Okay. So for which we have applied the electric field. As soon as the electric field is applied on the conductors, then all the positive charges are moved towards the surface and in the direction of electric field. All the positive charges move towards the surface and in the direction of electric field, and the negative charges moves in the opposite direction of the electric field. It moves opposite direction of the electric field. Okay. So all the charges will come onto the surface of the conductor, first thing. The second thing is that which induces some electric field inside. So internal electric field has been induced. Some internal electric field induces within the conductor which cancels the externally applied electric field. This is a EE. So this is the external electric field. So the internal induced electric field which cancels the external electric field. Resultant is what? There won't be any electric field on the conductors. Okay. So on the conductors, no electric field, E is equal to 0. No electric field, E equal to 0. And the conductors maintains the equipotential plane. Equipotential plane means all the potential and all the terms will be 0 only, means the same potential only. So if you take the potential difference, it will be 0. So E is given by, we know, minus gradient of V, where electric field is 0 and it maintains the equipotential plane within the conductors. So there won't be any potential difference. So V is also 0. Okay. And from the Gauss law, and we know that divergence of d bar is equal to rho v, volume charge density. Right. Okay. So divergence of d bar, I can write sigma into epsilon naught into d bar is rho v or epsilon. Since it is not a free space, so it is epsilon into e into rho v. So now, as E is 0, means electric field is 0. Electric field is 0 and this is a constant. So the volume charge density is also 0. So volume charge density within the conductor is also 0. And we just obtained the relation J is conductivity into electric field. Okay, the J is given by sigma into E, conductivity into electric field, as this is the current density and product of conductivity into electric field. As electric field is sigma approaches to the infinity. So these are all the properties of conductors. What the properties of conductors are? Electric field is zero because induced electric field cancels the external electric field, and as it is an equipotential plane, so the no potential difference occurs. So potential V, electric potential V is also zero, and there won't be any charge density. Rho V is also zero, and the conductivity is infinite. Let us have a numerical on the properties of the materials. First one is J is given. What the J is? Current density is given as 1 by r power 3 2 cos theta AR plus sin theta A theta, and we are supposed to calculate the current passing through one hemispherical shell and one spherical. Now, what are given? The current density is given. We are supposed to find out the current through one hemispherical shell with the radius of 20 centimeters and with these dimensions of theta and phi, and the second one is spherical shell with the radius of 10 centimeters and with the same dimensions of theta and phi. Okay, so what is the relationship between the current and current density? And we know that the current is given by integration, surface integral of J into ds, the current density into ds, and where the J is given and ds is nothing but differential surface normal to R in which coordinating system? Since here we have radius, theta and phi, so it is in spherical coordinating systems. So J is given as 1 by r power 3 2 cos theta AR plus sin theta A theta. This is J, and differential surface area normal to R is given by r square sin theta d theta d phi AR. So we are supposed to find the dot product of these two and apply under surface integral to obtain the current. So dot product of these two means this whole term to be multiplied with this one, this whole term to be multiplied with the second one. So if you multiply all these terms, the first one, where we have a unit vector of AR, and here also we have a unit vector of AR, dot product of AR with AR will be 1. So J dot ds, dot product of J and ds is given by, so multiplication of this term with this one. So here we have 1 by r cube and 2 cos theta, and multiplied with this whole this term. It is r square sin theta d theta d phi, and dot product of AR with AR will be 1, and plus and product of ds with the second term. In the second term here we have A theta and AR, means dot product of two different unit vectors is 0. So this is the dot product of these two terms. Let us cancel the common terms. So what are the common terms? R square is cancelled. So J dot ds is, so 1 by r is left, and here which is 2 sin theta cos theta d theta and d phi. So let us substitute the J dot product with the ds under the I to find the current. So I is given by surface integral of, surface integral means two integrals. What the two integrals are? Theta and phi. So for which case we are considering? Let us consider the first case to find the current. In the first case we have theta as pi by 2 and phi as 2 pi. So theta is from 0 to pi by 2 and phi as 0 to 2 pi. And the remaining terms, so 2 by r sin theta cos theta d theta and d phi. So let us separate this integral term with respect to their differentials. So I is given by where 2 by r are the constants. 2 by r is a constant term taken outside, and the left is phi equal to 0 to 2 pi d phi. Integration of theta is from 0 to pi by 2 and sin theta, and we have cos theta also. Cos theta with d theta I can write as differentiation of a sin theta, right? So I is given by 2 by r. So integration of a d phi with the phi is phi. The limits are from 0 to 2 pi. And what is the integration of sin theta with the differentiation of sin theta? It is sine square theta by 2, the limits are 0 to pi by 2. So we are finding the current passing through one hemispherical shell with a radius of 20 centimeters. So this is 2 by r and this is 2 pi minus 0, 2 pi as it is. In this case, if you apply the upper limit, so sine pi by 2 is 1. So 1 by 2 it is, 1 square is 1 only. And lower limit is 0, sine theta is 0. So let the 2 and 2 is cancelled. The current in a hemispherical shell is given by 2 pi by r at what the value of r is given as 20 centimeters, r it is 0.2 meters. Okay, so if you substitute 0.2 meters, we will get the current I as 2 pi by 0.2 amperes. R we can call it as 10 pi amperes. Okay, the current I we have got as a 10 pi amperes. Okay, so this is for the current passing through one hemispherical shell with the radius and the given dimensions of theta and phi. So if we go for the second one, we are supposed to find out the current through one spherical shell with the radius of 10 centimeters. Now, in a spherical shell, what will be the theta and what will be the phi? So in a spherical shell, the theta will vary from, instead of 0 to pi by 2, it will be from 0 to pi. So let me rewrite this step here. So I is given by 2 pi r, phi r 0 to 2 pi, and here we have sine square theta by 2. The limits are 0 to pi. For a spherical shell, the theta value is 0 to pi. So even if you substitute the upper limit, then sine pi is 0, and even substituting the lower limit, sine 0 is 0. So the resultant, the current will be 0 in a spherical shell. So the current is 0 amperes in the spherical shell. Okay. So current density is given. So we are supposed to find out the current through the hemispherical shell and in spherical shell. And in a hemispherical shell we obtain the current I as 10 pi amperes, and in a spherical shell we have got I as 0 amperes. Okay. So with this we will conclude this lecture, and in next class we will take few more numericals on the properties of materials, and we will discuss about what is the polarization in a dielectric